Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be going over all the potential and pretty likely PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X restocks all going on throughout this week. We're going to give you guys probably our percentage and likelihoods of which locations will be restocking at what times, what dates, and everything else, and a little bit of the information, other stuff we've been kind of covering. Throughout this past probably week and a half or so, we've had some very dry and kind of barren restocking days where at the end of the day, we just had basically of nothing. So just in terms of just overdueness and in terms of just stock, in terms of everything, this week should, in theory, be a pretty good week. So we have a lot of places that are overdue, a lot of locations that are sitting on stock, a lot of places we're just watching, and at the end of the day, I hope a lot of us will go get our consoles throughout this week. So we have a lot of junk, a lot of things to mention, and a lot of things to ramble on into. So if you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy it as well. If any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream down below, the Weibo and Coinbase down below, and our brand new Twitter giveaway down below. So make sure you guys are all part of that one. So, as I mentioned, we also did do the daily day videos, so if you guys just missed anything throughout this little segment over here, throughout the next 3 hours or so since then, just make sure you guys, hopefully that video was enough to hold you guys on over for. So, a lot of stuff to go talk about throughout this week. First and foremost, we're going to start off with Walmart. Now, in case you guys didn't know, we've actually been gone over, I believe, a month since the last Walmart restock has happened. Now, Walmart's been kind of seeming like they've been trying to push a nice one month reset cycle for other restocks. And it's been around, I think, a little bit over a month now since the last prior restock has happened. So first and foremost, Walmart is very much on the overdue side when it comes to stock and stock movement with them. Mainly because a lot of people from the prior Walmart restock as of this second have already received their consoles. The last one was a little bit also on the somewhat smaller side too as well. So when it comes to Walmart, I'm going to be watching Walmart throughout this week. Typically, they usually do drop on Wednesday or Thursday, usually more on the Thursday side, typically around we either see at 3 p.m. or we see more around some maybe at 11, depending on the time zone of what they choose to go and do. I do think this week will be very likely, and if not this week, probably almost for sure next week. Walmart, as I mentioned, has pretty much most of their stock already divvied on out and already sent on out. So we're seeing a lot of stock and stock movement with them already. So that's first and foremost good. We like seeing the stock, we like seeing arrivals, we like seeing people getting it. And that also means just because typically Walmart likes to pre-order in future sell. The future selling for them is typically, I think, allocated for hey, we could sell maybe the next 3 weeks of stock, Sony will give us stock the next 2 weeks, we can go and kind of preemptively sell it, have a little bit of wiggle room, and not do too bad. So with this, with a lot of the pre-orders, technically we'll just use the pre-order term for that, because it takes a little while to get sent on out. With all those pretty much arriving, that means that Walmart can now, once again, future sell stock. And that'd probably mean that they'd probably have an expectations for a June arrival. So we're going to be watching them very closely throughout this week, especially because it's been such a long time, and as well, the last drop actually went mostly pretty good. So, I think for us, it's going to be a pretty high up likelihood throughout this one. I'd probably put a nice 75-80% chance for Walmart throughout this week, and we'll try our best to get more details for you guys. We have also seen Wednesday and Thursday drops. They usually have been giving us a 2-day notice, and they have been doing Walmart Plus events. So if we do see the drops or we see the restocks, we'll let you guys go and know and give you guys just more details throughout the week as we have a chance to go and see it. So at least I think that'll be a big one we'll have a lot of focus on. A lot of people trying to get our consoles and stuff. It should be looking pretty good. Now for some other things too as well, I'll be for those if they do drop, it'll be PS5 Digital and Xbox Series X's. We've been seeing very small amounts of rumors for Walmart in stores, although nothing crazy. Now for some other drops, Best Buy. So if you guys want to be on the lookout throughout the next few hours, depending on throughout today or just throughout the week, we should be seeing Best Buy doing restocks. We should be seeing as well a lot of these other places doing restocks. So when it comes to Best Buy itself, we, number one, do know that warehouses and Best Buy stores in store stock have been sitting on some PlayStation 5s and consoles and everything. So that's a big thing for us to be on the lookout for. So if you guys want to check your stores, we have the same app glitch we've been mentioning a lot throughout these past few weeks. We've had employees confirm that the hack stock has been sitting in their stores, and some are actually not able to sell. So it does kind of seem like they're slowly building up and bolstering up some larger stock amounts, which is very nice to see. So when it comes to Best Buy in general, we're going to watch. Keep on being on the lookout. Keep on checking, keep on trying to see. And as well, we've been, like I said, seeing the walk-in. So usually on Mondays, we have seen a lot of Monday drops for Total Techs, and like Monday, Tuesdays for Total Techs. And then throughout the whole entire week, from any time from like the 9 a.m. to around 5 p.m. range, typically more around like 11 to around 2 p.m. We have been seeing PlayStation 5s like sitting around. So we just know like it's overdue. We also have seen the API as well also go and get updated. So it just kind of means like all these kind of prior indicators keep on pushing that we'll be seeing a proper normal restock soon. Now, like as I mentioned, we've been seeing like a few more canceled orders and people just not showing up for in-store stocks. So with them having additional extra stock, that's why we're kind of pushing more for an online restock. Either Total Tech overdue, normal drop overdue. It's been a while since the last proper good drop. It's been a few weeks. But as well, if you guys want to keep checking online, we also have been kind of seeing the prior mix of both, where we have been seeing PlayStation 5 showing up in stores. So if you guys check on the app, you guys can see if it shows unavailable or out of stock. That means you guys want to go to that local store. I think we made a video on it like even 5 days ago, and even throughout that like video, there were people actually literally going and buying and picking up their PlayStations in that video itself. So we have been seeing it. We know what's happening. We know the stock's moving. We know everything's kind of grooving and going from there. So keep on being on the lookout for Best Buy, online, and everything else too. Usually, like I'd say, Mondays are big, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, although we have seen almost every single day. We have not been seeing as much Xbox Series X showing up in stores, though. We can keep on checking. I always have a link down below, but we haven't, I think they're just kind of more on the out-of-stock side. So we'll be waiting to see if more stock also comes in-house for them for the Best Buy side. So Best Buy should be looking pretty good throughout this week. I think almost no matter what, it should be confirmed that some locations and some folks will get their stores, whether it's for in-stores or in-stock or whatever. Online is not 100% confirmed. I think in-stores for sporadic drops and restocks should be, at least in my opinion. So we'll be watching from there. Now, the next one I'll be on the lookout for is going to be on the Target side. So we have been talking about Target a lot. We kind of talked about it a lot in the day-to-day video, so I'm sorry for the rehash. Hope you guys don't mind. But when it comes to Target itself, we have been seeing some good Target movement. We have as well, same with the warehouses for Best Buy. We've been seeing more distributions showing up as of late last week. So that just means that probably every location, so East Coast, West Coast, like Midwest, South, whatever, we'll probably be seeing a lot more in-store stock. Now, it is kind of sporadic, though, still kind of how it is for Best Buy, so it kind of just depends on if you're lucky, your area, hopefully no bots, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to all this stock, in general, we have been watching it. So if you guys want to, usually stores been getting like 5 to 15 stock, and with a lot of stock throughout these past few days arriving and kind of being divvied on out throughout stores, it's a lot more worthwhile to keep on checking throughout the day, or more so in the early morning or evening hours to see if any PlayStation 5 show up and there's any stock available. So a lot of stores have been getting stock. A lot of drops should hopefully be going ongoing. It does kind of stink, though, because a lot of these places do kind of go out of stock pretty quick. Mainly because just a lot of these, it's just a lot of bots, a lot of scalpers are usually refreshing it a lot. So it's still hard. But if you get lucky, it's only like a 50-mile radius for your local area. So if you are lucky, you can kind of sneak on in. So if you guys are in say you're in Chicago, you have probably like a higher likelihood of bots happening versus any other regions too as well. So you can just keep that in mind when it comes to stock and everything we target. So we've also been seeing reports as well of some in-stores, although it's not been as high of a ratio, but we have been seeing Target stores apparently having extra additional stock for you guys to go pick up and buy and get. And this is rare, but I think it has been confirmed by employees and management that you can and will be able to go start doing this in the near future. So I'm going to give you guys the quick heads on up, just throughout the next probably few weeks, or just maybe even throughout this week, because we are seeing a lot more into just leaks and information when it comes to restocks. Then it might be worth it if you guys are getting groceries or picking up something, or the pharmacy, or just driving on by, to maybe go casually check and see. Or if you guys just want to go call the local tech centers, we've been seeing some good revibes and good chills, I guess, for when it comes to all that in general. So we've been seeing a lot for that. Target will probably have a lot of restocks, although, once again, sporadic and kind of depending on the area. For all of you guys out there trying to get your consoles in stock, as well in the usual 7 a.m. to around 10 a.m. range, and around 7 p.m. to around 10 p.m. range, depending on your area, depending on your stock, depending on your movement, depending on your everything. And overall, should be looking pretty good. Xboxes as well, though, have not really been too active. We have been watching for more of them, but it does kind of seem like a lot of the Xboxes, both on Best Buy and all the other various sides, are kind of on the overdue and donezo side. But Target, kind of same with Best Buy, we will, no matter what, be probably seeing folks in areas and people getting stock. But the one issue is we're not sure on how much, how widespread, how big, and everything else will be going when it comes to the stock with them. So we'll keep you guys in the loop the best we can for Target throughout this week, or if we see more stock movements and everything else. But like I said, both on Best Buy and Target, they have had warehouse stuff. Should be looking pretty good. Now, for some other little various things is on the GameStop side. So GameStop's been very quiet for a while. So I'm gonna probably put their likelihood pretty high, like a nice at least for Xbox, 80%. PlayStation 5 7 and 2 would be kind of nice. But when it comes to their stock in general, they haven't done an online drop in quite some time. So I'd probably say a PS5 disc, PS5 digital bundle, or Xbox bundle. All three of them are very, very on the overdue side. So typically on Mondays, we'll get a lot more information for them. So the more information we get, the better. So if we get a lot more stock, we get a lot more movement, or if they more so send out a tweet where they have a chance to go promote out the pro membership rewards, we'll have another confirmed restock going on throughout the week. So we're going to be especially watching that. As you guys probably know, usually Mondays are pretty good information days. So when it comes to all this stock and movement for that, GameStop is so overdue. They usually typically do a lot of Tuesday restocks at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. EST, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific. So, like I said, Xbox is extremely overdue. PlayStation 5's extremely overdue. PS5 Digital's overdue. Although they did do a lot of walk-ins before, and it does seem like they've been favoring more walk-ins, so we'll kind of see. I just think that they're all very overdue for an online drop, so they want to work one on in, because the last drop was also in-store. But they could also maybe just be prepping up another in-store drop. If we see any more employee rumors or information, we'll let you guys go and know. Now, for one of the last big boys is on Amazon. Now, Amazon, unless like some random drop happened, as the middle between the videos, because we have our earlier video, we're probably not going to be expecting too much when it comes to Amazon. Amazon did do a drop not that long ago, hasn't been a month yet, and we usually have been seeing them more so prioritized later on in the month. So typically on like the 20th onwards. So right now, this week, might move into it, maybe more on the tail end of like a Thursday, Friday this week, and we also have been getting somewhat slight notices when it comes from Amazon preemptively. So if we have a chance to go check out some stock and see some stock, we'll let you guys go and know. PS5 digitals have been over a month, though, so we're going to be on the lookout for that. Xbox Series X's are very, very overdue, so I'd also be more intrigued just to see if they have it up. Although we haven't really been seeing Xboxes restocking everywhere for a while, so it's been a little bit more on the rougher side. Amazon, though, does seem a little bit on the lesser likelihood. We'll let you guys know if we see more leaks or rumors or stock arrivals or whatever we can, and at least we have been seeing some good movement with it. So good thumbs up for that one. I love seeing all this good stuff, too, as well. So keep that on the look down for that. And I think that's pretty much it for a lot of the big boys, but we actually have quite a bit of more of the mid-tier and also walk-in information, which we're going to go and cover up right now. So if you guys haven't enjoyed the video, make sure you guys leave a like and also do all the nice little affiliate stuff down below. Let's go continue on with even more, like I said, the mid-tiers and walk-ins, which are actually looking pretty spicy and pretty juicy throughout this week. So now we're going to be talking a little bit more on the walk-ins and also the mid-tier locations. So one of the very first and foremost ones we're going to be on the lookout for is going to be on the PlayStation Direct. Now, throughout this week, I'm going to probably say almost guaranteed to go get a PlayStation Direct drop. We have not had one, at least in a little bit of time, which kind of does stink. We usually kind of prefer to have more rather than less. But as well, when it comes to stock with them, we have also, once again, we've been seeing a lot with the APIs when it comes to Target and Best Buy and everything else, have actually kind of been somewhat updated. So with that means that basically the stock is pretty much locked and loaded, and essentially just waiting for like the switch or like the lever to go be kind of flipped up and down, so when they have a chance to go and let us know whenever the drop's about to happen. So we're basically just at the point where like it's pretty much almost, I don't say pretty much guaranteed, I would say, when it comes to stock, when it comes to movement, when it comes to everything. So we know, like I said, stock is there. That's looking and feeling pretty good. And typically, we've been seeing more of like a Tuesday, Wednesday, I would say, when it comes to a lot of the restock dates, when it comes to the PlayStation Directs. So we typically have been seeing them more around like the 4 to 5 p.m. range or so, give or take. We haven't been seeing too many of the emails, more so just kind of public, like just whatever's out there, they have a chance to get stock. So we have been still recommend if you guys want to follow up on Twitter or on the community post, we'll try our best to give you guys more details with it and keep you guys in the loop the best we possibly can. But I'll probably say the likelihood's pretty good, and that would be both for PS5 disc and digitals all throughout this week. So we'll be watching that pretty closely. Now, when it comes to other various things too, we have also been seeing a lot of Microsoft Directs also having Xboxes. So that's also without any invites for either one of them. So you guys want to go check and see for the Microsoft website. We have had basically just you can buy the pure console by itself from Microsoft itself, although it's kind of been tapering on and off into stock. So it kind of just depends on the time, depends on the area and all of that. Same how it is for Best Buy and Target. Now for some other drops. We have been kind of covering up Myers quite a bit when it comes to this week. Myers has kind of been, I think, in the starting, more of the mid-tier at this point for their walk-in restocks. We have been seeing a lot of stock for them, so the PlayStations have been in-store, in stock. You guys could probably just go and check and go get some stock with them if you guys would like. We've been kind of seeing it for every state, so it just depends on the area, depends on the stock, depends when you call the stores, and if they don't have stock throughout this week, which in all honesty, throughout a 5, 6, or including weekend spot, we'll probably be seeing a lot of stock in general. So when it comes to them, we'll be watching them pretty closely. So that's in the Midwest of like Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, like a lot of this range, a lot of my people. So shout out to you guys over there. But we have been seeing stock. We've had employees confirming stock. We've had people talk about stock. We know stock is floating around. So Myers should be a pretty good big focal point throughout this week. I've also been seeing a few little rumors of Xbox Series X's showing up in the stores, so keep on checking over there if you guys would like to. But it has been looking and seeming pretty good and pretty juicy. Now, as well for Kroger's, Fred Meyer's, and Smith's, we have been seeing in stores. So if you guys do also want to go and check and see, kind of on the same sporadic side of like Target, Best Buy, Myers, just you have to do a little research and know your own local area. But we have been seeing bigger batches of stock arriving for Kroger's, for their tech areas, for both Xbox Series X's and PlayStation 5s. We have been seeing a lot of people getting stock. We've had a lot of people getting the hookups. We've had a lot of people getting everything's all for it. So we've just been trying our best to go and see what we can kind of go and do. As well for them also on the online sides, on the overdue side. For all them, though, usually no membership required, although sometimes they do depending on the drop itself. So we have been watching those. They've been looking pretty nice and pretty spicy when it comes to stock with them, so just be on the lookout for them if you guys want to for the in-stores. Pretty much like that kind of puts almost most locations and areas, which is looking nice. As well, we haven't been seeing too many of the BJ's East Coast retailers restocking. We have seen a little bit of a taper on and off, although the way bigger stuff is still in Kroger's and Myers and all of them. But if you guys want to casually check and see for the bundles, they did have an Elden Ring bundle around 3-4 weeks ago, although it's been kind of tapering off since then. Although online for them, both on the PS5 and Xbox side, is very on the overdue. They haven't done an online restock in a very, very long time, especially on the PlayStation 5 side for their bundles. Costco should actually be having a confirmed walk-in event going on. We made a video on that yesterday if you guys want to scope on into it. But if you guys want to be on the lookout for online, Costco PlayStation 5s are like middle overdue. They're not crazy over. They got a little bit when it comes to their own restocks. So be on the lookout for them online. Xbox is extremely overdue when it comes to Costco. We've been seeing like kind of the taper in off too as well, but PlayStations, we're watching that. As I mentioned though, Costco will be having a grand store opening and quite a few throughout the next few months as well. So you just want to go check on the Costco website and see if your own local store and area has stock. That should be all confirmed for both PlayStation and Xbox bundles in the stores themselves. Same with online, is like just overdue. Sam's Club hasn't done drop a little bit. We're definitely watching for their PlayStation 5 bundles and Xbox bundles too. We're kind of just watching, waiting, and seeing if we can make any good magic happen with all of them. So we'll give you guys more details if we have a chance to, so we'll keep you guys in loop the best we can for them too as well. Now, when it comes to all the other various locations too, Newegg for their day-to-day shuffles. We do keep on mentioning them quite a bit. They're kind of working in every now and then. I can even check today. When it comes to Anton Line, we mentioned them before, unless there was like a drop that happened a few hours ago or like 20 minutes ago, something like that. Anton Line's very overdue for both the PS5 disc and digital. The Xbox Series X bundles, not so much, not really that much on the overdue side. So just keep that in mind when it comes to that. But basically PS5s, they usually kind of like to start off on Mondays. They do drops on every single day throughout the week. Costco's more early, Sam's Club more at night. But like I said, Anton Line is kind of on the overdue side when it comes to their stock. They've been doing like some weird stuff with like GPUs and Xboxes, nothing crazy or big, but at least we've been watching them. Now as well, GameFly. We keep on mentioning GameFly because it's been like 3 months since the last time they've done a proper drop, and they weren't doing a lot around the holiday time. So for this, we are just waiting to see if they do any PlayStation 5 bundles. Like I said, they are on the overdue side for them, and Xboxes too as well, either side. Keep on the lookout for all of them. Now, as well, for all the other little various things, we haven't seen too much more for a lot of these mid-tier locations. So think something like a Belk or like a Dell. Like we haven't been seeing them do any PS5s or like PS5 bundles in a little while. When it comes to all the other places such as like the PC Richards, who are both online and also in-store drops, haven't had a chance to go and see them in quite some time, which is kind of annoying, but we are going to be just patient and waiting. Staples, we haven't seen any more big announcements / talks. They did have some pretty big waves for in-store stocks and bundles a little bit ago, but we really haven't seen too many more updates from them. As well, we're also going to be watching for the Amazon in-stores. We haven't really had a chance to see too much more of the updates, and they kind of sometimes do get stock a little bit before any other prior restock happens anyway, too, as well. So, like, it kind of makes sense. We'll be watching them to kind of see if they get more movement. Belk's on the overdue side, and a lot of the just, like, more mid-tier, like a B&H Photo, Kohl's with their updated API, the Verizons for disc or digitals or walk-ins. Just a lot of these locations we're going to be closely watching and seeing. But we don't have anything majorly confirmed besides the Costco stuff, but at least we are going to be watching very closely on the Walmart like we mentioned. pretty big likelihood, and hopefully we'll actually have some sort of drops throughout this week. Target, as we mentioned, with a lot of stock and stock arrivals with everything. Best Buy when it comes to the walk-ins and potential online, because online's overdue, PS Direct especially, and all the other various mid-tier spots, which are also overdue. Like I said, the last 2 weeks, we have basically had like 1 or 2 even small tier drops, so at least with all that put together, we should have a pretty good week this week, because just so much stuff is on the overdue side, and so many locations should be getting stock, and as well, if it doesn't happen this week, we'll have a phenomenal and great next week almost for sure. But 3 weeks without any drops would probably be a little bit sad, so hopefully that doesn't go and happen. So if you guys do get one, come back to the video and let us know. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch stream down below, the Weeble and Coinbase down below, and everything too as well too. So let's go and pop into that. So we can kind of dive into that too as well. So I love you guys.